An estimated 60% of children grow up without a father in South Africa, leaving many without a single positive male role model. It's an alarming statistic with potentially tragic consequences for boys in particular. But a local non-profit organisation is filling the hole left in young boys' lives through a national mentorship program.
It's a way of delivering hope and direction in a world that could easily lead them astray. 𝗀𝗶𝗴𝗶 spoke to this organization's founder as they put shoulder to the wheel in one of the most troubled communities in the Western Cape.
They like to shoot, people get killed.
Two men in the street and one did shoot. I got shot in my neck. People were shoot here, they throw stones here by the park when children are playing. My mother's friend woke me up and told me that they stabbed my father, and that was really sad for me.
Delft is a very impoverished area. Basically, what they did is dump the people here in Delft and left.
This is Delft, a place where childhood years are far from magical. Here, survival is an everyday challenge. On the outskirts of Cape Town, it has one of the highest murder rates in the country. Most of the children growing up here live in single-parent households, boys with absent fathers, easy prey for gang recruitment.
4 out of 5 boys do not have a positive male role model. The numbers are staggeringly high. It also has no boundaries. I mean, there's no district for this. There's no municipal zone where this will happen, like across the board.
Who started that? You.
𝗀𝗁𝗁𝗀𝗃 is trying to change that. He started the non-profit organization, the Character Company, 11 years ago.
The desire for us is to see that every boy has got someone that he can connect with, that he's going to say, like, you've got what it takes. I mean, like, you're good enough. Like, let's do this.
𝗀𝗁𝗁𝗀 himself grew up without a father.
Well done. That's a nice intercept there.
There's an uncertainty that you walk around with that kind of attracts bullying, and so I got very badly bullied. I grew up in an environment where sport was very important. I was the only boy in the school that took typing at that point, and so that did not help. And so, you know, so all of these different things that just played a role in low self-esteem.
He realized he could use his own experiences to help others and founded the Character Company to provide positive male role models to boys, mentors giving guidance when fathers are absent.
So we've got what we call fat guys, faithful, available, and teachable. And these are the mentors that we pull into the space. We screen them, we vet them. It's a long process that they have to go through. We really make sure that these men are men of quality and the kind of men that we want to help to raise the next generation.
This is more than just a program. It's a nationwide movement. Volunteers across the country are changing lives and giving boys the guidance they need. Social worker 𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 has been working with children for the past 30 years, and she's seen the consequences of growing up without a father firsthand.
We're looking at poor self-esteem, poorer academic performance, in time, poorer economic opportunities and abilities to take care of themselves and families. What we sometimes see, particularly with boys, is when there's pain on the inside, they often show it on the outside. Hurt people hurt people.
She says, without a father to model behavior on, boys struggle to express themselves emotionally.
We're looking at boys who are not able to always know their strength and how to use their physical strength in either a hurtful or a helpful kind of way.
𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 works with children who have suffered trauma, abuse, and neglect, and it's common to have an absent father.
We're looking approximately at 60% of children growing up without their biological fathers present in their lives. And that has a huge impact on how children grow, how children develop, and how they navigate their world.
into it.
For Yaku, the work the character company does is about prevention. Boys between the ages of 5 and 12 are given mentorship before the negative consequences of having an absent father set in.
Our next generation, I mean, our young men need this. They are hurting and they are bleeding, and we have to put some plasters on that.
Kom, laat ons eers 'n bid vir ons begin.
Raymond Weaver is one of the character company's mentors filling that gap, working with boys as young as 5 years old.
Dankie Sergio. What is our 5 values?
Respect, honesty, courage, kindness, and self-esteem.
Groups of usually no more than 5 boys meet with their mentor once a week.
Hoekom moet ons kind wees met mense wat nie kind is met ons nie? Sê.
These boys, as they enter their teen years, are vulnerable to negative influences around them.
High school is the area where the biggest need for connection starts. How do I find the place where I belong? And that's often where it goes wrong with regards to gangs, bad friendships, substance abuse, all the kind of stuff that we medicate with. It starts there.
For Raymond, this work is about setting these boys on the right path before it's too late. A meeting with a suicidal teenager several years ago validated his decision to dedicate his life to changing the lives of young boys.
He said that I can't live with myself anymore. He told me he shot about 30 people and he killed 5.
15-year-old boy.
15-year-old boy. He told me the story that, I've seen how they killed my father in front of me. And I told myself I'm going to get them back because they killed my father. He said, you know what? I got them back. And that boy grew up with that in his heart, that hatred in his heart. And when Jacob came, I told him the story. He said, just imagine you had that boy since 5 years old under your wing. You think you would have done all those things? And that was a light bulb moment for me.
For the past year, he's been working with these boys, and he'll be there for them for years to come.
Cape Town is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And some of these children never even saw Table Mountain. Some of them never even saw the beach. When I took one of them out to the beach, he asked me, where does this big dam come from? So some of them, for them, this is the world. This is where it ends.
Mentors use outdoor activities and humor to connect with the boys in weekly interactions. And the changes are evident.
You've seen boys come into the program, low self-esteem, struggling at school, and suddenly, we're filling these gaps, and suddenly a year later, we're class captain and play well at sport, and, photos, and we celebrate those things, and you can see the changes in that.
Yeah! Jeez, I thought I was fit. Just being with these boys and playing with them reminds me of what I do with my kids sometimes, where we just have lots of fun together. And as a father, this is important because this is what builds bonds and makes you a present dad.
And it's the being present that makes all the difference. Because even if there is a father in the home, if he doesn't interact, the consequences are the same as having an absent father.
When you have a father that lives in the house where you are present, you're kind of reminded twice a day that you're not good enough. When you wake up in the morning and he's not there, and you go to bed and he's not there, or he's there and he doesn't spend time with you, that's a constant reminder that there's something wrong with me, because if it wasn't, then surely he would spend time with me.
While we were filming in Delft, there was another shooting, another young life lost. Violence here has become such an everyday occurrence that it drives home just how important the work is that the character company does.
We see this work. We see boys being mentored. We see boys being removed from the statistics around gender-based violence and substance abuse. And we have a solution. If we don't do this, our boys end up in prison and in graveyards at an alarming rate.
As the shadows lengthen, signaling the end of another afternoon with Raymond, the boys gather for a group hug. It's the way they always end their meetings.
Hoi. Meneer Ely, man.
Dankie vir die
Ons kom next week na. Next week kom ek weer, meneer Ely. Ek kom next week weer na.
Dankie vir die dag, pastor.
Okay.
It's hard to say goodbye, but Raymond will be back, as he promised. He'll show up for them, as he always does.